Me and my cousin Jamie like to take night walks in the woods. Usually there's a path so me and him don't get lost, but ever since Jamie and I grew up he's always been adventurous for as long as I can remember. Sure, he was always careful and thought about if he was really sure about something before going inside, but at the same time it's like he's looking for it only for the thrill. As for me, I'm not as adventurous, but I like the thrill too. I remember me and him went to our daily night walks together back in the same woods as before. We know the woods from the back of our hands. We were both inseparable from each other. Hey Lucas. Jamie said looking at me. He always had the same green eyes from my dad's side of the family. Yeah? I said, digging into my pocket and pulled out a pack of cigarettes. I was too young to smoke, but at the time I didn't give a shit. Do you ever wonder what it's like to be a bird? He always answers weird stuff like that. No, not really. Why? I said as I pulled out a lighter from the same pocket and lit it up, puffing a few as I waiting for his answer. He swiped the smoke from his face as we kept on walking. Me being adventurous, wouldn't it be better if humans could fly? I shrugged, not knowing how to answer as usual. We walked down the trail as he blabbered about something. Although I wasn't paying attention, we both heard a woman scream for help in the distance. We both freeze as we look at the direction of the scream. It was off trail. My mom always warned us about not getting off the trail. She always said get off the trail and see what picks you off first, a skinwalker or a wendigo. Now skinwalkers I can handle. I heard that they were scrawny but easy to beat down, but for wendigos it's a whole different story. Big, strong, face of a skull, powerful jaws, long claws, and worst of all it's the teeth. Always look out for the teeth, they're fucking huge. Jamie was about to get off trail, but I stopped him. The fuck are you doing? I said. Jamie turns to me. There's a woman screaming for help. He said angrily as he tries to get off my grip. Mom said dash. I was gonna tell him, but he cut me off. I don't care what the fuck. Mom said there's a woman screaming for help. And if you don't help then I would. With one strong yank he got off trail and ran for the woman in the woods. As he made his way there he yelled out, and you better not tell Mom on me. I never tell Mom about you underage smoking. I called Jamie to come back but he was already gone. Fuck. I said angrily as I look at the exit path where we came from and look back at the woods, weighing my decisions. I love my mom and would always listen to her, but my dumbass cousin needs saving from me. I decided to go after my cousin in the woods. I called out for him as loud as I could. My smoke lungs couldn't handle more running. Not wonder I always was RHE last one in my track team. Jamie. Jamie, where the fuck are you? I called out again. I finally heard his voice from afar. Over here. He shouted. I breathed a sign of relief. Finally the fucker is okay. I followed his voice as I look closer it's a woman. She's hurt. Fuck, Jamie. I said as I walked over to him. I can finally see the woman more closely. She was so pale, her hair a matted mess and her body all scratched up with cuts and bruises all over her. She must have been running for a while. I look her up and down trying to see why she screamed. Turns out she broke her ankle. Poor thing looked like she had seen a ghost. I called the ambulance and explained to my mom what happened. She understood my choice to chase after Jamie, but we both could have gotten hurt. After a few more days, the small hospital near the small police station finally gave us news about the woman. Her name is Sarah. And she escaped a cult that was keeping her from leaving after she found out that they were making sacrifices to some creature they worshipped like a deity. It sounded so weird, but at the same time fucked up on how they almost brainwashed her into sacrificing her to the creature. She managed to get away and escape to the woods for a few weeks where she feed off the berries and water she can find. Thankfully she's safe and in a warm home now, but what's off is that my town, from what I know, never heard of this cult before. But when Jamie heard of it, he wanted dibs immediately and even tried to sneak out at one point, but Jamie's dad agreed to ground him into my room. You give the one cousin with the smoking problem the responsibility to babysit a cousin who can outrun me easily. Sure, amazing idea. Fantastic idea. Anyway, Jamie was fussing in his side of the bed late at night. Jamie. I said go the fuck to sleep. I can't hear about this weird-ass cult in the woods and not expect me to go look for it. That's exactly why you're in my room. They really thought it was a good idea for you to babysit me? Out of all the people here. Yeah. Shit, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a shitty week. Jamie finally fell asleep after talking till 2 a.m. At least I thought he was until at 3:49 a.m. I heard my window open and some shuffling. Jamie? I said, still sleepy. I heard more shuffling and feet hitting the ground. I was definitely awake now. I get up and shake Jamie, or what I thought was Jamie. The motherfucker pulled an old classic with covering pillows with a blanket to make it look like he's sleeping when he's not. He had the audacity to even write down on one of the pillows, with my Sharpie gone fishing. Haha, real fucking funny. I heard more footsteps outside now sounding like running away. I quickly look out my window to see Jamie with a flashlight and with my pocket knife. God fucking damn it, Jamie. I cursed and yelled after him. I couldn't get off because my room was on a second story. Dad! Dad! Uncle Roger. I called out to my dad and uncle and yelled at them saying that Jamie sneaked out. Fuck. My dad said, that boy. My uncle said as he grabbed a flashlight and his hunting rifle. Whoa, Roger, why bring the gun? My dad stopped my uncle because my uncle said someone might be after my son and possibly yours too. They were both the ones to find that lady, right? What if the cult is not only after the lady but after the boys? He said as he walked out the back door as he loaded his rifle and called out Jamie's name like a drill instructor. I've been there before, it's never pretty. I look at my dad concerned not only for the lady but for Jamie. Don't worry son, my dad said Jamie will be safe. And Sarah? The woman from the woods, ISSID looking out the back door watching my uncle go farther and farther away. MT dad patted my shoulder comforting me. She'll be fine too, he sacked in a soft voice. It's been weeks since I've seen Jamie. His dad cries every night while my dad and mom comforts him and tells him it's gonna be okay when we all know it's not. They sent a police patrol plus a party to look for Jamie, but there was almost no tracks. Some tracks are his shoes, but they all stop all of a sudden near a creek. They all thought he slipped by accident and drowned, but that's impossible. How in the hell can he not swim? Jamie beaten me in every sport or game we ever played with. How in the fuck can he drown? I stayed in my room for those weeks. I miss Jamie. His black hair, his green eyes, his adventurous personality, he was prepared for everything related to adventure and exploration. I remember we were both Boy Scouts. He always snuck away from the counselor to do his own thing he learned. Even if he didn't earn the badge, he would still try. Even then it would turn into a disaster or a really good job well done. He was always so sassy when he got caught and never admitted to it. One night I decided, fuck it, I grabbed my flashlight, pocket knife, backpack, water, granola bars, map, my camera, bandages, and finally those old frozen bandages with Elsa in them. Why Elsa thought. Anyway, I sneaked out of the house the same way Jamie did. I walked and followed whatever Jamie left behind and the foot tracks of the party searchers until they stopped at the lake that supposedly Jamie drowned in. I didn't believe that he did anyway, so I went ahead and found a spot to hide in for now and drank some water that I packed. I was behind a tree, the same tree that Jamie climbed all the way up and broke his arm falling. He was only 5 and had one hell of a hand grip. It was big enough for me to hide and safe enough to surprisingly survive storms and tornadoes. Back in 92 foot, I remember drinking some water when I almost choked on it when I heard voices in the distance. I quickly put it away and peek out. I saw flashlights. Was it my parents, uncle, Jamie? I look out as I see people get out of the bushes and into the path. It was not either of my family members. They were cultists. Long black robes but with a deer skull as a symbol beautifully decorated on their hoods. One of them, which I assume is the leader, they had a big deer skull on her head like a mask. It had red markings on it and different symbols. They had a big skull as well as beautifully decorated symbol on the back of the robe. They talked a little hushed, but the leader spoke up louder than the others. No hushed voices. It was a female leader. I took my phone out to take pictures. The pictures were shitty, but it's all I can do. In Wendigo Lycanthrope, we don't speak weakly. We speak with voice. We speak with meaning. We speak in voices that our gods want us to speak in. She spoke like an actual priestess. We must not forget where we all came from. Her hands gently placed on one of the cultists' shoulders. Honestly, this whole thing gave me chills. Who in the fuck are these people? But, she said abruptly, there are souls out there without reason, without remorse, without voice, without the capacity to speak or listen or even understand those above and so below. She said with a softness in her voice like a mother's voice. I kept on recording until a voice from behind me said, sneaky motherfucker. Knocked me out cold. Everything went black. Until I woke up tied up in a shack. I had a black eye and wondered where my stuff went. What the fuck happened? The leader opened the door with my water and my granola bars and set them next to me. Now that I see her closely, she's so motherly, so warm, so gentle. You should get something to eat, she said with a hand on my cheek. Your cousin will be waiting. How does she know Jamie is my cousin? I saw red but her hand as hard as I could. I broke the skin as I had her blood in my mouth. She backed away slowly as I cursed at her and told her to stay away from my cousin. Stay the fuck away from Jamie, you bitch. I said, spitting bits of her skin out of my mouth. You shouldn't yell. She said still calmly and motherly, you'll drain yourself from your energy, you'll need to relax and eat. She cut my ropes and left. I quickly get up and look out the small window and wipe the dust out to look clearly. It was a village of the cultists wearing the same robes. As before, there was also children. Literal kids from newborns to kids ages 3 to 10 running around with deer skulls with red markings decorated from them. This whole thing was been going on for a long time. Who made this village? Where's Jamie? Where the fuck am I? Why me? Why here? Why now? I backed away and cowered in the corner and cried my eyes out. I felt like shit. I feel like I'm never going to see Jamie again. Jesus Christ, Jamie, where are you?